Hi, this is Katie. I'm going to show you how to make a flag book today. It's sort of like an accordion book, so I brought back my accordion book poster from my other video. But it also has different parts that come off of it, and I'll show you a couple of examples. For this project, all you need is construction paper, printer paper, glue sticks, scissors, maybe a ruler, not that many things, and whatever drawing materials that you want. But this is a flag book. You see part of the spine of it is like an accordion book, but it has these little flags that kind of pop out. Very exciting. So I'll show you how to build this, and then you can fill it in with whatever you'd like to. I would say it's helpful to consider each page separately and then also as part of the pop out when you're filling it in. And you can put anything in this type of book, much like pretty much any other kind of book, but all right, I'll show you how it works. I have some normal printer paper right here. I'm gonna fold it in half, hot dog style, which is long ways. I'm gonna cut along the seam right here. Any kind of paper that you have will work, of course. But let's see, I'm gonna make this a little bit more flat so it's easy to cut, but I'm just using that line. Easy way to measure my paper. Okay, so I've got two halves, and now I'm gonna make something that's a little bit like the accordion book that I showed you earlier. So if you have not seen my accordion book tutorial, it's worth looking into. So I'm folding that in half. I'm gonna fold, that's about an inch. I'm gonna fold about an inch in from the middle. So here's the middle. Actually, that's a little bit less than an inch. It doesn't actually matter. But this is going to give you something to glue your pages onto. So let's see, I'm just trying to match that up as well as I can, being as careful when I fold as possible. Folding everything down when I do my creases. So it's kind of like, have you ever folded up a fan out of a piece of paper? It's kind of like that. A little bit of a spring. And I'm being very careful when I'm lining everything up, folding. So I have some different folds in here. I think I like this size for the book. I could fold it up more if I wanted to, and I could make these smaller, or they could be bigger. That doesn't really matter. So the next thing I'm gonna do is pick my cover. I've got this construction paper. So exciting. I'm gonna trace along the outside of this, and I'm gonna make two of those just by tracing and cutting. I'm gonna give myself a break and line it up on the corner so I don't have to cut all the way around it. So because these are going to be the same size, I can also just do this twice. I could also measure it if I wanted to, but I'm showing you this way because it's pretty easy. I'm going to cut that out just with regular scissors. Again, you could do this with rulers and X-Acto knives, but you don't have to. You can just do it with basic stuff. And let's see, I'm going to do myself a favor again and not have to cut two of the sides. And then I'm trying to stay away from the middle of the paper too, so I can use this whole big section of the paper later on for something else. I'm going to take my glue stick and glue my covers on to the paper. So I'll show you a little bit of that. Sometimes it's good to put something underneath this also in case, so you don't get glue on the table. But I just took my recycling out, so I usually use recycling. But I'm just going to work really carefully. I can also wash the table later if I get glue on it. So I'm going to get as much glue on here as I can. Lots of glue. And I could also put the glue on the construction paper if I wanted. And I'm going to line this up as carefully as I can. Beautiful. And I'm going to do that on the other side. And I'm going to press this down. I'm also going to open up my book. Ooh, and try to get the bubbles out of there just while it's wet. And when it dries too, you won't see that stuff quite as much, but ooh la la, that looks great. All right, so my next step will be to make the little page inserts here. So I'm going to cut this piece of paper in quarters. So just like my accordion book, when I made that, I'm going to fold this in half, and then I'm going to fold it in half again. Instead of going back with one on one side and the other side, I'm just going to take this and fold it like this here, and then I'm going to cut along the seam here. And I've got two pieces, and I'm going to cut along this middle seam. I'm doing my very best and working as carefully as I can. If I had an X-Acto knife and a ruler, I could do it like that too, but you don't need that. I cut these in half, exactly in half, and I only need two of them, actually. So I'm going to cut them, I'm going to fold them both at the same time. I can use these later. These are really good card size. What if I made my own Pokemon cards with those? I don't know. That'd be cool. So I'm going to fold this in half. Then I'm going to cut along that seam. This is super exciting. I am going to glue one of these here on this side of this seam. Of this little flappy thing. And then I'm going to glue another one here on this side. Same side. I'm just going to put glue here. And I'm going to put this here. Now, if I wanted this to go up to the edge again, I could have folded it differently, but I like the size of this. And then I'm going to do that again over here. Whoops, I got some glue there. It's okay. Put some glue on this side. And then, my friend, I'm going to flip this over to the other side, and I'm going to glue on this side, just on the bottom. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. It's just on the other side of these little folds. Super fun. Okay, and then I'm going to open that one up. And you see I've got one piece on one side and the other on the other side of that fold. This is great to just use whatever you have too. You could use really anything that you have around your house for this stuff. And now I'm going to close that up and press it, make sure it fits in there really good. I feel like I put that too close to that seam, so I can back up a little bit while my glue's still wet. And I do want to make sure that these do not overlap each other. Those are separate pieces. Right on. Okay, check this out. This is the magic part. The book opens like little flags. Opens the opposite directions. So this is super fun. You can draw on both sides of your paper and switch your images around. So what I'm going to do is do some drawing in this, and really you can fill this book in with anything you want to. I'm going to do some drawing and check in with you in a sec. Here is my book. I could just keep working on this for a lot longer. It's really fun. I just want to show you what I came up with, but yours, of course, will be different than mine. I thought about how we're all kind of indoors and, you know, kind of nesting right now. And then I just kind of drew on all the sides. You need to think about each page. So when you open it up like this, and then if you open it up page by page and sort of like an accordion book, you can think about all of these separate parts as parts to fill in. You do not have to have it be like super overlapping and fancy. It can be anything you want. It could have words in it. It could have, this is sometimes called a flag book. So you could do different flags. You can write different ideas that you have. Remember to write your name on the cover and to figure out a title for your book. That's a super fun project.